In this session, let's learn how to enter manual journal entry. Before we get on to the application and work with live example, let's very briefly understand the meaning of journal entry. What is a journal entry? At very high level, journal entry is recording of financial data pertaining to a business transaction. Data flows into journal ledger, Oracle journal ledger, in the form of journals. And journals have two components. One is debit, number two, credit. One of the journal's rule is that debit should be equal to credit in terms of dollars or the numbers. If debit is not equal to credit, it's called unbalanced journal entry. So let's work with some examples on creating journal entry. Our responsibility for general ledger is a 2M global general ledger. So let's double click this. It will take us to the menu of the journal entry. Now double click on the journal, then you get the enter, double click on enter. That will bring us to the Oracle form. So we have an option to enter a new batch or a new journal. So let's click on new journal. And let's give a journal ID to this. Okay. And also let's give a description. And we are trying to create a, say, accrual, rent accrual. So let's give a description as rent accrual. Whatever description you put here at the header level will default to the description level at the line level description. And we're on the ledger 2M global, so we can enter in this ledger, or if you have access to more than one ledger, then the list of value, if you click on list of value, it will drop down. If you have more access to more ledger, then we can work with that ledger too. So then adjustment, basically our default ledger is 2M global ledger, so we'll work with this 2M global ledger. Then under the category, our journal entry category is accrual, so the default category we have right now is adjustment. So let's go and choose the accrual category from the list of value available. To see the list of value, you need to click on this drop down. So, and let's enter ACCREAL and put a % and enter. It'll bring up all accrual categories with word accrual. So let's look at this accrual M, which stands for accrual manual. Say OK. So basically, categories is a way to classify your journal entries. So you could have any number of categories depending upon your requirement. So the period we are working with is July, and the date is current date. The default currency is USD. If you're trying to create a non-USD transaction, you could do that because Oracle allows you to enter transaction in multiple currencies as long as the currency is enabled. So then we have control total. I mean, you can put a control total $100, say $1,000, and then let's enter a debit line. So to enter a debit line, you need to go to the segment and segment values. Basically, this is the chart of accounts that we have. So company is one of the first segments, and here we have 6 companies listed. So let's choose one of the companies, M1 Global. Then we have the cost center. Let's choose finance as the cost center. Account, because we are creating a rent expense, let's choose rent expense account. Line of business, energy, and region, say it's North America region. And intercompany is for inter and intra-company activity, and future is normally added to use it in the future date to meet the future requirement of the company. Say OK. Then let's say $100, and then let's go to the line 2 and create the credit side of the entry. And if you watch this, company defaults automatically based on the first line, and then you have the cost center. So choose a cost center, say finance again, and then we want to put this into accrual liabilities, so let's put there. And line of business is energy, as we chose in the debit line. Similarly, the region North America and say $100. Now if you watch this, you have a control total of 1000 and you have the individual journal entry for 100. So the system will reject saying that the control total and this one is not matching. So let's see what it does. Let's try to save this by clicking on this yellow disk, and it gives an error saying that there's a control total violation for the journal. Do you still want to save the journal? It will allow you to save, but let's try to fix it. Close this and let's change the dollar to 1000 and 1000 and save this. Once you save this, if you come down and look at the status, it's a transaction complete and 3 records applied and saved. So 3 records is, one of them is a header, the second one is the debit line and the credit line. So these are the 3 records that it has saved. So this is the process of creating a journal entry.